Yo, what is up, guys? So today we're going to be talking about where to find the worst players of Fortnite. This is going to be kind of for two different things. One, for you to get a bunch of kills and feel good about yourself, because I mean, I love getting high kill games. Gameplay that you guys are going to be seeing is going to be a 15 kill game, just going super deep into the enemy lines without my entire team, which is something I really like to do. Even when I play squads, I like to go like super deep, kind of test the waters and see my limits as far as a player. But anyways, as far as like landing and where to go to find like the worst players, it generally becomes like the first point of interest. So generally like the first like town that generally has people that will go there. For example, Tilted Towers can be a place that a lot of people will go, but generally that is a place where there will be lots of players. A place that I would say is very popular to go to if it's one of the first point of interest, meaning that it's one of the first places that the bus goes over, like Lazy Links, for example. It doesn't have that much loot. However, a lot of players, for I don't know what reason, they want to go there. So that could be definitely a good spot. But look at whatever the first point of interest is. For example, if it's Wailing Woods, that might not be a very good spot. Even if it's the first point of interest, there's not going to be that many people dropping there. However, if there's a quest that says get kills at this location, open up chests at these locations, right? Or if the Battle Pass challenge little medallion thing is right there, or if there's anything related to the Battle Pass for the challenges, that can be a good place to drop as well. Those are where you're going to find the worst players, because generally the good players, they don't really care too much. And I'm talking about like the really good players. They've either already done it within the first like day or two, because they're playing this game, you know, maybe 8 hours a day. But generally you want to go to areas that would be the point of interest that people would want to go to, and that could be for a lot of things. It could be quests, it could be just because, well, that's a new area. That can also be a reason why people would be going there. That would be considered a little bit worse of players. Again, Lazy Links, new area, a lot of people go to it, but there's not enough loot. But the most important thing I wanted to like mention is actually the game mode that you're playing. If you want to improve and get better at the game, let me go and show you guys this real quick. So this is like the lobby right here. But over in the top right hand corner, you will see in the game mode, this is 50 versus 50 squads. And this is the mode that I would like to play with my viewers, because I feel like I can carry super hard, and generally the players are a lot worse. And so it makes me feel good about myself when I get like, you know, high kill games. But over here, I'm going to actually make this a little bit larger so you guys can maybe see it, just in case you're watching this on a mobile device. So you'll see it says Fortnite NAW, that means North America West, which is like, you know, I play in North America and on the West Coast. But anyways, it says fill against same platform, and then it says play against cross-platform. Now, if you're playing on PC, most people will say that PC players are going to be better. That's because you're able to have so many keybinds. It's much easier to build on PC. Like, I've played on console. I have not played on mobile, but mobile has some insane aim assist. So even though like PC technically has that advantage of being able to flick shot, you're able to have so many more keybinds, and it just feels like the game is a lot smoother on PC, especially if you're playing on console. Sometimes the buffering, when there's a lot of explosives, I'm sure a lot of you guys notice this, especially if you ever go Tilted Towers on console and someone uses a bunch of C4, oh my gosh, the game is, it basically drops to like Microsoft PowerPoint, but basically the game will lag on certain devices. But anyways, if you're playing on console and you don't want to play against PC players, the only, or just cross-platform, the only mode that currently allows this is just in solos. So if you want to get the most amount of kills, generally the players that are playing on mobile will be the worst. However, their aim assist is the best, okay? Meaning that their aim is going to be way better than anyone's, okay? Their aim assist, it makes sense because it's really hard to be precise on a mobile device. So it kind of makes sense, otherwise they wouldn't be getting any kills. But their reaction time, I mean, watch this. This is why I wanted to show this video. Look at this kid's reaction time. Okay, I shoot him once and like, he doesn't even react. Normal, like, players, even on console, would be able to pull out a gun. He still had his pen and paper out, dude. He's trying to take some notes, man. But realistically, yeah, definitely the 50 versus 50 squads is going to have the most players that are the worst. But also, I would say next up to that would be the squads, just the regular squads, because that also does the same thing where it's play against cross-platform. And now this advice is mostly for PC, but generally, I wouldn't say anyone's going to argue that mobile players are going to be better. Like, even if you're playing on console, right? Like PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, GameCube, right? I'm sure that you should be able to demolish those mobile players, right? But if you're a mobile player, you might want to stick to just doing solos. However, there are people that hook up devices like keyboard and mouse to consoles. There's also things like Chronos Maxes, which let you use different controllers on different things. You can still use mouse and keyboard, and it still will give you aim assist because it's not detecting that you are actually using a keyboard and mouse. So there's a lot of things that you can also take into consideration with this information. But generally, cross-platform is going to give you the best results for just being able to body people. And one tip that I always give players that always come in and ask for advice, they're like, hey, I really want to get my KD up, because generally when I stream, watch this. Okay, so I'm peak shotting, and then I'm going to finish this guy off. The amount of times that guy, I'm going to actually play this again. Watch the amount of times that this guy actually has vision on me, just because I build this one little ramp. See, his reaction time a little bit slower there, but all I'm doing is I'm peeking out, shooting, moving back, peeking out, shooting. That's just a little quick tip. I'm not trying to build an Eiffel Tower. That's one thing that I generally don't care too much about in Fortnite when I'm playing, especially in 50 versus 50. The reason why I don't like building up too high is, one thing, it lets everyone know, hey, I'm here, and the people that play in squads of 50 versus 50, generally they're not as good. They will just start shooting at anything, and that makes it actually much more difficult for you than just building a small little ramp, so not that many people can see it. You can see, again, this guy, I'm not really giving him that much opportunity to actually see me. Don't even take any damage. That's the second fight here. I start building some ramps because I didn't know if there was other teammates. When I play in this mode, there's a little disrespect there with basketball. But generally when I play this mode, I'm listening to music, so I can't hear footsteps. So I'm just kind of preemptively building some stuff just to block anything, because sometimes when one of their teammates goes down, instantly it's just bombarded with grenades. In fact, one of my homies that has a 7 KD in this game, he feels like it's harder to play in squads than duos and stuff. And that's because so many people use explosives, and they'll just spam it like crazy. They'll just pick up all the grenades, all the clingers, and they'll just throw it, and sometimes you can't really do too much against us. Another one of these potato players, he's just stops moving. I'll admit, my aim right there should have been much better. That was kind of a mistake on my end. But anyways, going to another point in the 50 vs 50, don't build up too high. Your teammates will shoot you down for I don't know what reason. And like I said, so over here, 50 vs 50 does lag sometimes. I don't know why those ramps were just kind of off, to be honest. But that was a mistake on my end. Definitely, learn from my mistakes too, because I like making these videos on how to improve and get better. And obviously this video is going to be talking about where are the worst players, so you can improve and get better on the game. But play aggressive is one of my tips that I always try to give to you guys. Don't worry about wins. I'm sure a lot of you guys have played at the very end of the game. There's one other player. And the kid is hiding in a bush, or he's really scared, he's hiding in a house, right? And because he's trying to get that win, and sometimes he might get that win. Maybe the other player, falls off, dies to fall damage, or the other player is just absolutely terrible too, right? But if you're landing in Wailing Woods or areas where there's nobody and you make it to the top 10 or something, right? Maybe you're just trying to get your quest done. Maybe okay, that's fine. You're just trying to get the quest done and you want to go play with your friends. That's totally fine, because I generally like to play with my friends too. I like playing with you guys. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitch, we do just viewer games if you guys want to join up. Usually we just play this 50 vs 50 squads, just because I can carry you guys much harder in this mode than any other mode, and that's why I like it. Also, I feel like there's a higher chance for just crazy things to happen in this mode, especially with just the amount of players that are in the mode. You could go drop super deep onto their side. That's one thing that I really like to do. But generally, again, as far as where to go to kind of find the worst players, it's usually the first point of interest, but definitely look at the areas that have a quest. So you guys are seeing we went super deep into their side. That was on their side of the map, because you're seeing we're coming up behind someone that's already distracted. Look for those players that are distracted. Another quick little tip that I guess I can give you guys, and something that I've learned, because I'm still learning Fortnite, and some of you guys are like, dude, you're so good. I'm like, dude, I'm still learning this game, man. But I'm usually near the top ranks of majority of games that I touch, near the top 5% of player base. But I'm still learning Fortnite, and the building mechanic is definitely different. I feel like my aim is pretty decent, but the most important thing that you got to really be able to do with Fortnite is be able to actually understand when is it appropriate to build, when is it appropriate to not build up too high, because at some point, there's bad players that just don't build. For example, right there, took way too much damage. Should have got the high ground. I was in front of way too many people, but we're going to go ahead and pop the campfire, heal up for a second, take a drink of water, and reload all of our guns, and then we're going to go ahead and initiate once again over here, taking out that guy. He drops a big shield. Going to go ahead, grab that, get back right next to that campfire, and heal up a little bit more. Guys rushing me. I'm not going to heal up all the way. I'm going to swap to my pump and then just hit him right in the face over here. And that's one thing that I would say also can be a tip. If someone's pushing you, don't heal up unless like they're super far away and they're 100% not going to be able to hit you, because especially in like 50 versus 50, like there's so many grenades going off, and like you said, I'm basically on their side right now, and there's just a lot of players. I hear a rocket. You can see my instant reaction when I hear that rocket, instantly build up, because especially in this mode, so many people are throwing grenades, clingers. It just happens. But the most important thing I would say, like, look how many people, if we're just able to just finish off over here and finishing them off, maybe getting, you know, another weapon. I like to actually hold sometimes the double of the newer submachine gun, the compact one. We have a gold one right now, but I really like having 2 of them in this mode because, like, I like having another sub. This is another quick little tip. See how I'm using the right corner to peek? Basically, he can't really see me as well as I can see him, and it gives me a huge edge on that player. But anyways, like I said, play aggressive. There's another sub right there. I guess I didn't opt to take it this time. But generally, I usually try to take it in this mode, especially towards the very end, because they're not going to be very far away because, well, you know, the circle's moving in. I'm going to swap to the heavy over here. But, yeah, so going back to, like, I guess the core point of this video, you can see he actually rocketed himself through a wall right in front of him. That's one of my favorite things to do, too, is to make a player destroy himself. Again, a lot of people think rockets are OP. They have technically gotten nerfed with the amount of, like, ammo that you can hold. But generally, especially against squads, they can still be very good, just because there's so much chaotic things going on at once. And you can see this guy, he doesn't know what he's doing. But limiting to the amount of times where your opponent can actually, like, see you, like I'm talking about, like, direct line of sight, that's obviously really good. But play aggressive, and keep in mind the modes. I would definitely say the squad 50 versus 50 is going to have the worst players. Whatever the weekly mode is. Sometimes it's like a 20 versus 20, sometimes like, you know, the Thanos mode. Those have the worst players. And then after that, I would say squads, then duos, then solos. Solos have the most sweat tryhards, but keep in mind, if you're playing on like the Nintendo Switch, if you're playing on the Dreamcast, anything that you're playing on console, right? You might want to stick with solos, because you're going to be playing against people that are doing the same thing as you. But again, people run keyboard and mouse on console anyways, so at that point, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But anyways, we're coming into the end of the video. But anyways, hopefully this helps some of you guys out, just improve a little bit in the game. Play aggressive, really. Like, even if you die, I learned the game by just dropping tilted towers over and over and over again. But I think that you'll have a lot more fun if you go into these squad games and just play really aggressive. And if you die, whatever. The stats don't even matter. But if you're trying to improve your stats, definitely look into the squads, because it's going to do that cross-platform where you're playing against other people that will be mobile. Definitely will give you the best opportunity to improve in the game, because you're going to be able to, like, kind of play more aggressive and kind of test your limits as a player. And I feel like that's definitely a way that I personally would enjoy improving in the game versus dropping tilted towers every single time until you get good. Kind of like a trial by fire. But that's another way you can definitely get good. But I wanted to kind of focus on where are the bad players in this game, because it's way more fun, let's be honest, to get 10 plus kill games than like a few kills, but you're playing against sweats all day. But that's my personal take on it. But anyways, like I said, follow me on Twitch. We do like viewer games all the time. And thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the vid. Hopefully it helped some of you guys out. If it did, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to get better at Fortnite and get more videos just like this in your subscription box and other video game content. Thanks for watching, guys. And I am signing out.